Ariella Hassid, and I'm here to speak to you guys about outsourcing. Before we begin, let me pass out a few statistics on outsourcing. Have you guys been wondering why it's been increasingly harder to find jobs for thousands of Americans? Is an increasingly high unemployment rate making you guys uncertain about the future of America? A large part of this jobless epidemic is due to outsourcing. Today in America, the unemployment rate has reached a whopping 9.6%. Since 2001, more than 3 million jobs have been outsourced to foreign nations. Outsourcing leads to hundreds of thousands of layoffs a year, quality problems, as well as safety issues. The outsourcing is harming our economy and our citizens now more than ever. We should end the outsourcing epidemic and focus on individual citizens before we put more money in the hands of major corporations. We need to put money back in the hands of Americans. Our economic devastation at this time does not make way for greedy companies to be making even more money by reallocating jobs to different countries worldwide. We need to focus on the U.S. economy and U.S. citizens. We need to put an end to the outsourcing until we find a significant decrease in the unemployment rate. One of the biggest criticisms is that outsourcing poses a hazard to an ever-growing population of the American labor force. Even high-end, white-collar, high-paying jobs are being outsourced overseas to people who can do the job but with less quality and not as well. We need to reverse this trend and stimulate our economy. To stimulate our economy, the Washington Post 2008 states that we need to put money in the hands of Americans for them to interact with the economy and to get the money flowing. If we take money out of the economy, no one's there to interact with the economy and make it boost again. An economy grows and expands when people interact with it. And with no money, less jobs, which means no money, which means less interaction, which means that our economy is going to stay at a stalemate until we do something about it. In addition to a loss of jobs with outsourcing, also comes a possible drop in quality. American workers outrank overseas workers in terms of size and availability of the labor force, education level, relevant experience, language skills, and turnover rate. By outsourcing jobs, there is no way to ensure that the quality will be as good. The Quality Research Center at the University of Michigan states that outsourcing hurts customer service ratings. Offshore outsourcing from the customer satisfaction based on the American Consumer Satisfaction Index. According to this article, the customer basis for some companies have dropped from 25 to 50%. The great amount of competition in America ensures that those who are adequate enough to hold the job are the ones taking care of it. They go to college, they get an education, they spend a lot of money doing this. But if they come out of college and they don't have a job, that was always a loss for Americans and a loss for themselves for less money, without giving them jobs. If all of these jobs are being outsourced, they're not only losing jobs to millions of Americans, but also we're taking money away from the American economy. Not only is there a quality issue with the product, there's a quality issue with the service. Because when you're speaking to someone who's from a different country, their accent is hard to understand, which can often make it very frustrating to speak to them. The final con of outsourcing that I'm going to be talking about is the fact that over the years there have been many safety concerns and safety issues with the overseas market. Another outsourcing issue that has arisen in the United States companies that are outsourcing their jobs is the fact of security. Since the business is being taken care of overseas and not here in America, there is a wider margin for security issues to occur. For example, in April 2005, Citibank was a victim of an outsourcing security breach when Indian call center workers in Pune, India, attained the passwords of 4 Citibank members. From these 4 members, they took out about $400,000 out of the Citibank members' account and put them into their own accounts under a fictitious name. Citibank had no way of finding out about this until the Citibank members had to call the bank and speak about them due to some discrepancies in their accounts. And this is just one of the many cases found. This poses a huge threat for many reasons. This can be occurring overseas, but companies can't monitor everything overseas when they need to focus on stuff here domestically. Once the company realizes that something like this has occurred, it is usually too late to do anything about it. There is no one constantly monitoring those overseas. Together, all these problems consistently threaten our economy and our government. The job epidemic, quality issues, and safety concerns are all major concerns that the American economy and society deals with. The Bureau of Labor Statistics states that the average unemployment rate has reached 9.6%, and some states even surpassing the 15% unemployment rate. This is a time where American government, economy, and society need to come together to expand internally before being able to explain globally. If there are any questions or comments, I would be more than glad to take them right now, and thank you very much for your time.
A quick question. Do you think that outsourcing is going to continue?
I believe that just due to the nature of our economy, it is going to continue, but right now, during our economic devastation at a point like this, we need to monitor it and make sure that we're taking care of citizens internally before we can take care of corporations and go out into foreign nations and use that to their power.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.